Hi, I'm Stephanie, and this week I'm going to be sewing up a beautiful summer sundress. If that's something you think you might like to see, then please keep on watching. So today we're going to be working on my Josephine dress pattern. This is my first version. It's pretty and I love wearing it, but it's just not perfect. It's not the final vision. It features 2 little waist tiers, 3-tiered skirt, lots of gathering. In this pure linen, that creates quite a lot of volume, so that's beautiful. I love that. For the back, it has 3 little ties that go through around the waist. This is not elastic, this is just the ties gathering the fabric. And a little elastic for the skirt. The second version that I made was in this rayon. I removed one of the waist tiers, which I much prefer, so we're going to keep that. That's going to be what we're going with today. The rayon did not have the drape I was looking for in the skirt, so I did turn this into a maxi, which is really pretty, and I enjoy wearing this dress, but again, not the final vision. What I love was I included a nice, big, thick back tie. We will be doing that today in our final version. I really enjoy how that looks. I went back to linen and made another little mini version. I was just playing at the front here. That won't be part of the pattern, although it is cute and I did enjoy it. 1 waist here, and through the back I did just the elastic, which will be view B in the final pattern. We're not doing that today, but it was successful. I like how it looked, so that will go on to become view B. With all those adjustments in mind, a few minor changes to the shape of the bust. 3-tiered skirt, single-tiered waist, beautiful big bow, and we are using a linen rayon blend. It probably won't have the structure I want for the skirt, but we're going to give it a go. So let's get started. This pattern was the first time I've drafted up a pattern with the intentions of digitizing and selling, so I was really purposeful in making sure that it was confident, beginner friendly, but had as minimal amount of pieces as possible, so to keep it simple and not confusing, but the end result still be elevated and couture. There was no better colour. I stood there for really a long time, and then even the lady at the cutting station, she was like, is there something in the greys that would be closer? And I went back to see if there was some kind of warm grey that would match, even though this is like a mauvey brown, I guess. I don't know, mauve? It's not a good match, but you know, it is what it is. So first steps are getting the machine ready. I've decided to stay with black on the overlocker. I'm not buying every colour, so black and white. I have pink too when I sew for my daughter. We're going to go with black. I think black is just going to be less noticeable. I might do a test run just to make sure that that's not awful. And first things first will be the straps, getting the straps done up, and then we'll move forward from there. I'm going to run a couple of the scraps through just to check settings and just make sure it's not hideous on the black. This whole dress could be done in false looms, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll see. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Show you the pretty side. That looks alright. Settings look fine. Go through one layer, just to be sure. Yeah, that's fine. It's not stretching, it's not, it's a bit on the bias too, and that's still fine. So, black it is. Alright, before we get carried away, I'm just gonna put a little stitch through here, just to be how bad it is. Yeah, look, it's not great, but it was the best I could do at the time. It should be right. Adjustable straps in a sewing pattern is something that I feel is a little added extra. It's not necessary, and you absolutely can make the dress without the adjustable straps, the sliders and the rings, but that level of customization is what gives the pattern that little bit of something else. It's a little more than just homemade, and it's small things like this that take you from homemade to couture handmade. And I felt that when I was designing this pattern, I really wanted the confident beginner to be able to sew a dress that didn't feel like when they were finished they'd tack together some scraps in the backyard, which is definitely how some of my first makes felt. So here we're going to get started on the bodice. We've got the straps already made, so we're just finding the spot on the pattern where we've already pre-marked the area that the straps will go. Obviously we want to get this nice and symmetrical. The straps are going to go right sides in. This is really quite tricky on the brain. I regularly make a mess of it and put straps in upside down or back to front, so taking your time to get that one. For some reason I actually did well and I got this in the first go. It must have been my beginner's luck because I had not checked whether I'd got them in the right way until after I'd already filmed it all and sewn them together. So lessons learned. At least there were many sections of this filming where I realised I'd filmed things wrongly and I was too far through to go back. So hopefully the next time you see me film it will be better. So just here you can see I'm really taking my time on this section. This part of the bodice is cut ever so slightly on the bias, so when I'm pinning it I'm making sure to just ever so gently ease together the two parts, the main and the lining. Pulling on this at all will lead to stretching of that fabric and distorting the shape of the bodice. Now off to sew to the machine. I think I got most of the way through this entire video without sewing over pins. Truth be told, I sew over a lot of pins. I often don't take them out at all, but about 2 weeks ago I sewed over a pin and bent it, and one half of the needle that broke, I broke the needle, and half of the needle that broke I still can't find. I'm not sure if it is inside my machine forever. So I have been much more particular about removing pins now, trying not to sew over them. It does slow you down a little, but you definitely don't want pins lost inside your sewing machine forever. Alright, at this point it's probably a good idea to give it a try on to make sure everything's inside the right way. Everything's backwards. So I only know the right side and the wrong side because the right side of the slider So it's an elastic top, so there's going to be a lot of space between bust peaks, because this will all gather, so that checks out. And then, so like this, should sit there. I've got room for all the elastic there. And then there's going to be the back ties. Yeah, so that's good. I love this colour. Pressing has got to be quite possibly the most important part, and is most often completely overlooked and ignored as unnecessary or just a waste of time. I myself did not press anything, I don't think, for the first couple of years of sewing. I was far too busy getting on with the next step. If you want to elevate your skills and have your pieces looking immaculate every time, you really must be pressing every seam as much as you can. Also, little details like this. I'm understitching my lining, which keeps the lining side from poking over. A little detail that for a long time was just another excess step that slowed me down. I do it with everything now. And like many of the little skills that you pick up along the way, most of them take more time and most of them slow you down, but it is these added details and the slowness that really does create beautiful work, gorgeous garments that you absolutely will love. You won't take them out of the cupboard and feel like they look scrappy. You don't worry about them falling apart in the washing machine. With the last few years of experience in making sure I take these extra steps, I never finish a make anymore and feel like I can't wear it straight out of the cupboard. That didn't go well. I'm gonna have to unpick that because that's not nice. Alright, I fixed both sides up because I decided both were a bit dodgy. Predominantly that really bad one. So now I need to mark in where I'm going to sew the elastic channel. So I've decided what I'm going to do is cut the pattern, because if it was a straight line I would just pull the ruler out, but there's a curve for the bust shaping in there. I'm going to cut away the lower half and use my little white pencil, which I know will rub off, but I'm still going to do it on the lining side just in case. Then I can just follow exactly along the line. I do realise after I've done it that I actually could have lined up the bottom and used the bottom piece, and that would have been much simpler. I have decided that I will have a standalone template piece included in the pattern for drawing these markings on to make it simpler. Through the sides, because it is just straight across, I did just pull out the ruler and lined it up on my cutting mat there to make sure I had my bottom edge straight, and then I did just trace by hand around the top seams. Now I've just realised that I haven't actually cut out back ties, so I'm gonna have to call it a day. It's getting close to me cooking dinner, so we'll cut the ties, get them prepared and start the elastic channels tomorrow. So I wanted to get the elastic in so I could look at it, but I don't have enough hours to make the back ties and the elastic channels, and the tie has to go in first, so we'll do that one tomorrow. It certainly wasn't the next day by the time I got back to this. It had been a couple of days. So I got started on the back ties. This was pretty fiddly. It's how I had done the ties in the last version I had tried on the white rayon, and at this point I was thinking that I'd wished I had cut 2 pieces of everything so that I could sew right sides together and flip them out so it would be lined essentially, to avoid having these visible seams. I just didn't have enough fabric for this particular make, which is why I just had to carry on as I was. I'm going to give it all a little press and see. It makes a big difference. Everything becomes much more glorious after a press. It'd be nice if this had steam. I should look into that, whether there is a mini steamer, because the big iron, when you're doing little fiddly things like this, you burn your fingers sometimes. So there we go. It'd be nice if that thread was the perfect tone, but it is fine. It's fine. No one's ever going to be this close to my back tie. We've had a tragedy. I've noticed midway through getting ready for the next step that there is a tiny hole. It's not even a hole as much as it's just a couple of threads that will probably fray and become a hole pretty quickly. So once this is, that just went right in my coffee. Once this is finished, it's going to be turned down to the elastic. So it's only going to be a couple mil from the channel, so it's not going to be hidden. What I'm going to do, just to hopefully prevent it from ever making a hole, because I'm not starting, I'm too far through to go back. I've just got a tiny little patch of interfacing. So I'm just going to, on the wrong side of the fabric, it is on the main piece, which is really freaking annoying, but on the wrong side of the fabric, I'm just going to pop on a little piece of interfacing. It is what it is. Now, checking over your fabric for imperfections is always a great idea. I did not, clearly, but I'm pretty confident that that will be enough to prevent that from ever turning into a full-blown hole. I'm quite happy with that. Now, after all that shenanigans, it's finally time to get these ties in. I definitely have decided the ties were nowhere near big enough. I really want them to be almost obnoxiously oversized, voluminous, a gigantic bow as a real feature piece of the dress. So I've thrown those little guys in, but they are far too small. Getting the elastic channels in was a really enjoyable part of the sew. I really like it when things are tidy and smooth and clean, and as you can see, everything was feeling super clean and tidy at this point. Very satisfying for me. I hope it's as satisfying to watch as it felt at the time. While you're enjoying this very satisfying clean lines and smooth sewing, I'm going to take this opportunity to ask you to please like the video if you're enjoying it. Please subscribe if you want to see some more of this. It'll do a lot to help me out. This is my first video, so the more of you that enjoy it and like it, the better off I guess the video will do. I'd also really love to hear from you. Let me know which parts you liked, which parts you didn't. I'm well aware that it's quite amateur and I'm going to work on every video being an improvement from the last. I'd also love to hear from you. What are you making this week? Please share with me. I'm fighting for my life here, doing anything to avoid having to use a pin. But I think I made it through. Well, I don't think, I know I did. I made it through. We'll see if it'll go through though now that it's so intensely gathered there. There's a little closure. Close. Oh well, we'll see how we go. Don't let the end go through. These loop turners are so temperamental that it's, if you can get it to work, it saves you the time, but they're very high risk of getting a hook jammed up inside a linen thread. So close. There we go. Made it. So we're not, this is nowhere near perfect or anything. We're just stopping it from vanishing in there. Once I got the elastics in, I was getting really excited about how it was all coming together. It's really nice when your fabric choice adds another layer of texture to the make. I really enjoy seeing texture in my dresses. It's not always a pattern in the fabric, but sometimes the way it ruffles or shines, just another element of difference and one of a kindness that you get when you're creating at home. Here she goes. So we're going to call it a day. I need to get dinner ready. We made quite a bit of progress. All the elastics are in. Under bust elastic, waist elastic. First tier. Back ties are done. So far, the new shape that I've tried this time, loving it. This colour is so gorgeous. I just am obsessed. I'm going to go online and see if I can find any more of it because they had none in my local store. So far, loving all of the modifications. Hi, I'm back. So, it's been a couple of days. Where we've left off, last part of the video was, I was finished with the first tier. So we've just got to finish the skirt now. I've also just got to actually sew in the elastics, which are just hanging on by pins at the moment, which I forgot when I just popped it on before. So that was quite pokey. Just finish the skirt, hopefully do that quickly because I am going to my in-laws tonight for dinner and I want to wear this dress because why not? It's super pretty and I'm excited to wear it. Hopefully this will be the finale. For me personally, getting the skirt on is often the boring, monotonous part of the sew. If you go looking around, there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube and information online about how you can do all of your gathering with the overlocker or using a gathering foot. The catch is that you have to know the ratio of fabric to gather before you start. So that's something I think I'm going to look into once I've got all of my fabric amounts correctly worked out. I'll be able to do the math for you guys so that you're able to use a gathering foot if you prefer not to have to fiddle around with gathering stitches, because when you have a dress that's got 3 tiers, there is lots of this nonsense going on. Lots of gathering, lots of pinning, lots of stitching 3 times over, and that bottom tier ends up being a 3 meter round. So having the numbers crunched and being able to do it on an overlocker would be really lovely. If you just hate this sort of tedious gathering with the gathering stitches, I actually don't mind, and I find this quite enjoyable. Okay, so we've got second tier on. She's looking cute. So far, so good. The bad news, I don't have enough fabric to do another tier in the correct width. I will have enough, I think, to do another tier that will be a couple of inches shorter. The problem is I can't try this on and show you because this is not the platform for that. I don't think it's going to be long enough. And this fabric was not in my local store and was not available at a few local stores near me. So I'm going to jump online and order some more of it either way. But that is not going to help me with this video. So what I might have to do is finish it off. We'll see. Such a shame. I guess that's the downside of writing your own patterns, is that there is no fabric requirements, and when there's nothing left on the ball, you can't even go hard. Usually I would buy a couple meters, just knowing you never know. I'd rather have scraps. I've got little children, so I can always use little scraps for little clothes, but it is what it is. So let's pop that next tier on, which is essentially just a ruffle, and see how we go. At this point in the make, I started rushing. I'd also given up hope a little bit because I realised I wasn't going to have enough fabric, and I didn't think I was going to be able to wear it that evening. My gathering started to get pretty sloppy, and I was definitely rushing, which I don't recommend. You should never try and finish a dress if you think you want to wear it within the next hour. That is never a good time. But we got there, and I did actually end up wearing it in the end, and it was beautiful, and I really love the dress. Alright, we're playing chicken here with the bobbin thread. Is there like a patron saint of bobbins? Because we need to say prayer. She is low. This is how far I've got, and I can see we're on plastic. Let's see. Is she empty? I think that's it. Oh no, come on. Did I make it? Oh my God. That's it. That's the bobbin thread. We just made it. How amazing is that? That never happens. Dress is finished. Color is so beautiful. I love it so much. I ran out of fabric. So she is mini, but that's okay. I will get some more and redo the bottom because I can't wear it like this. I absolutely love all of the modifications that were made. Bodice is perfect. Back tie, probably not big enough. I think I will enlarge that for the next tester. Funnily enough, I actually enjoy how it looks with the mini ruffle on the bottom. So I'm going to have to work out how I can factor that in and enlarge the tiers so that it can stay smaller on the bottom, because I really like how that's looking. That's the purpose of sewing up these samples, is that you find fun things that you like, things that you don't like. All in all, I've had such a great time with this video. This is my first ever video of any kind, so please be kind. Please feel free to like and subscribe. More of this to come. here's the full reveal. I hope you like it. Bye. Crop that out. I will definitely have to crop that out. Thank you. Okay. Probably sounds like I farted. So can you not?
Sorry, Mum.
Stay still.
I'll stand up.
Okay.
Wait, where's that brown stool?
3. Wait, no, it's not 3. There's only 2 there. Have I been saying? First and most important step of the morning. Coffee, obviously. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe you'll let. Oh, God. I'm sweating now. Is this thing on? My phone's dying. My phone's dying. Right side out. Oh, my phone's dying. Oh, mamma mia.